property is passive, but not naman super passive na wala ka na ginagawa. Kumbaga, to get a year's worth of rent, you have to work for a week or two.
Okay, wow.
Good enough.
Pwede na. I'll hustle for that week and then reap the benefits for the whole year.
365 days a year, work for 14 days, 350 days. I'm not even good at math. It doesn't matter, di ba? It doesn't matter.
Hi guys, before we start this video, we'd like to invite you to Icon 2018 Davao.
So Icon 2018 will be in Davao on October 13. That's a Saturday. It's like one whole event where you have more than like 8 speakers in one venue speaking about property, investing, mindset, behavior, cryptocurrency, and many more. So if you're from Davao, just reserve your October 13 and just attend and join us.
So click the link below if you want to join us for this amazing event. It will be one of the first large conferences in Davao City. So see you all. So hi guys, we're in for a treat again. We have one of the best property guru consultants here in the country to talk more about real estate behavior. So if you're new to investing, you're new to real estate as a whole, or you're more sophisticated already, this is something that you should watch out for. So Carl.
Okay, you know, people come to me and ask me, Carl, how do I make my property investment successful? What type of property should I buy? How much rate of return should I get? No? But more than the property itself, more than the return, I want to emphasize on the behavior. What is the right behavior? What is the right mindset of a successful property investor? So yun, Marvin, ang pag-usapan.
But is it like the stock market also, that there's parang a mentality behind it? Mamba mentality when you do your trades?
You know, like for example, when I was investing in stocks before, I would come in usually late in the game. Pag nagbibilihan na lahat. Is that correct, Marvin? Late in the game?
Late in the game. So meaning you bought higher.
Bought high, di ba?
Okay.
Kasi when it's just low, kinakabahan ako. When it's high, I buy.
Okay. Again, similar to a mindset, no? Where every time I make a trade, every time I invest, I try to remove as much emotions as possible.
Okay.
So you said na kinakabahan ka, that means parang either you exposed yourself to a lot of money that you're not supposed to expose, or
that's true. You know, even if it's not a lot of money, there's something wrong with my mindset when it comes to stocks. I want to make a jackpot. I want to have a one-time big time. I want to make one investment in stock, and that will be my one jackpot deal. That's the wrong mindset, Marvin, di ba?
Correct. Because it's not about just hitting a jackpot, but it's about being profitable consistently at the time that you are in the market.
So let me share with you. I'm going to share with you 5 real estate success behaviors.
What made you the multi-millionaire you are?
What made the real estate gurus and moguls successful? Not me, but I'm gonna share with you what I learned from them.
Okay, number one,
Marvin. Long-term versus short-term. I think in every investment that you do in business, if you think long-term, your success will be higher. So if you invest in a property, I think property's characteristic is long-term talaga. At least it's 4, 5 years, all the way to 20 years. No? I've seen people come to me and say, Carl, if I this property, how much will it be next year? How much will it be in 2 years? How much will it be in 3 years? How much will it be in 5 years? Can I sell it double in 6 years? You know? So dun pala nafe-feel ko na they're very short-term. Take for example, if you twist it upside down.
But just to interject, no, how do you define long term? How many years is long term in the real estate industry, and how many years is short term?
You know, in the real estate industry, long term can go as long as 30, 40 years. And maybe as short term as 5 years. Baka nga 5 years is short term already for me as property. So take for example, if you see one person and say, uy, you were able to sell your let's say your Forbes Park, your Dasmariñas Village for 300 million. How much did you buy it for? Oh, I bought it for 300,000 lang. Oh, 300,000 naging 300 million. So 300,000 became 300 million. That's like how many times over? I don't know. Pero over how many years? Maybe it was 50 years, 40 years, no? So, but when I tell some of my friends, they say, oh sige, you buy this property and wait 40 years. Ay, Carl, ang tagal pa rin yan. Teka lang, let me think twice. No?
Okay.
So that's a behavior number 1. Think long term. That's the purpose of property. If you want something more short term, Chupita. Pwede ba mag-Chupita?
Okay. Meaning the mentality behind this is you just buy real estate.
It's
and
for
then
long term. That's the purpose.
Just wait for it. How will they know though na, for example, I've been investing for 10 years already, that on the 10th year, this is a good enough return for me, or 15, 20 years
Wow.
along the line?
So the question is, when do you sell property? I have that question. I have that question kanina sa Facebook, no? When do you sell property? The sweet and short answer: you sell your property when you need the money. If you don't need the money, just keep it rolling and rolling, rolling. Especially if it's giving you cash flow. Yes.
So long term versus short term, the mentality should always be long term.
Yes.
Second one, number 2.
Second, in property investing or investing in general, you have to identify there are things that are controllable and there are things that are uncontrollable. So I think it's applicable to both stocks and property. You know, for example, controllable. You can control how you renovate your unit, how you design it so it match your target market.
Okay.
You can control your price so it's reasonable. Uncontrollable. You cannot control your market. You cannot control the behavior of your tenants. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control how much they are willing to pay for your unit. So there's really a matching there. No? So to be a good investor, you have to identify what is controllable and uncontrollable. Mark, what is your take on controllable and uncontrollable?
For real estate,
For investing in home.
that's a good question. No? So for me, for the stock market in particular, I'll just focus on really buying low
Yes.
and selling higher. Even though, for example, there will be times where the economy is good but some stocks are down. There will be times also where the economy is at a point where a lot of people are hesitant. But if you're seeing it now, no, a lot of stocks have started to reverse up as of the time of this video. A lot of the stocks that have been battered are now reversing and are now going up. So that's regardless of what you see. A lot of the things in the economy now are not as rosy as what it was before. But there are still some stocks, there are still some companies that are making money. So ngayon, my question is this though. When you're looking at the economy, are there certain things that you should just ignore na lang if you're investing in real estate, that okay lang naman, but interest rates might be higher, should I be concerned about that, or I just focus on my unit or whatever
Good
property
question.
I have?
The key word is, should I ignore what's happening to the economy? The right answer, Marvin, is you should be aware of what's happening, but you should control your emotions. Yes? So yeah, you should be aware that the interest is going up, inflation is happening, there's some trade wars brewing, something's happening in Argentina, Turkey, diba? So these are things that you take into consideration, then you analyze it,
Okay.
you control your emotion. For example, kunwari, one of my tenants is in an industry na booming, like kunwari, tourism or hotel. So at some point, there's a high percentage that my tenant will be staying. Kasi they're in that industry that's booming. Let's say, I just got a call kanina from a tenant who wants to extend. Kasi they're in the construction business and they got more projects in the neighborhood where my property is at, so they want to extend. So yeah, control your
So
emotions.
sometimes we should not be concerned about the macro, but we should be more concerned of how can you make that property profitable.
Oh, good question. I guess at some point, that's why I sleep better at night than Marvin. Because it's very simple. If you have one tenant,
Okay.
and let's say that tenant works for IKEA, kunwari, and IKEA is on a 5-year expansion in the Philippines, and your unit is controlled in a nice way, your price is right, so rest assured that most probably he will stay long with you, because his industry is growing in the Philippines. So even if there's something growing in the US, in Mexico, Argentina, Turkey, Venezuela, at some point, you are not really directly affected if you have one unit. So if, let's say you have 2 units, you have 3 units, and let's say your other 2 units are in De La Salle or at Ateneo. So most probably your market segment will continue to be going to school, renting from your property. So you can sleep well at night. Yun ang maganda sa property. You don't have to think too much.
Okay. So very, very passive still. Yes?
I guess that's the right word. No? Property is passive, but not naman super passive na wala ka na ginagawa. Kumbaga, to get a year's worth of rent, you have to work for a week or 2.
Okay, wow.
Good enough.
Pwede na. I'll hustle for that week and then reap the benefits for the whole year.
365 days a year, work for 14 days, 350 days. I'm not even good at math. Doesn't matter, di ba? It doesn't matter.